Hey y'all, Monique the Stylist here. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be my first story time. So what the story time is about is when I was younger and this guy that I met and started dating, but it's kind of like I think I was the fuck girl in this situation, meaning I think I was the one that was kind of playing games and he kind of fed off my energy because it was like, hey, I was young. I was like, listen, I mean, I'm still young, but I'm just saying, I was like, look, this was in my younger days. I was like, listen, I am not tied down to anybody. And so, yeah. So, if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a OG subscriber, thank you for your continued support. I did see that some of my comments do get spammed, so I have to approve them and then reply. So I apologize if I have not replied to you yet. If you have left me a comment, I will definitely be checking that more. But for my newbies, or if you just stop by and just happen to see me, hey, welcome. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I want you guys to tell me who in this story was playing the most games. So here we go. So basically, I had met this guy. He was originally from Mobile, Alabama. So I'm going to call him Alabama. And when I met him, I mean, I just loved his personality. He was tall, chocolate, thick guy, and yeah, he could sing and everything. He had a good job. He was very mannerable. So our first kind of date was not by ourselves in the beginning. I had my sister go with me. Well, we had met up because he lived in Columbus, Indiana, which is about 45 minutes from Indianapolis. And I met up with him and he wanted to meet me on a day that I already had a girls' day planned with my sister. So I was like, he was like, that's fine, we can all. I said, if you don't mind hanging with us, going to the mall, I promised my sister we was going to the mall. I was like, if you don't mind hanging with us for a little while and then me and you can do something, then cool. So he was like, cool, we can do that. So, we met up in Columbus, Indiana. And I was like, just get in the car with me and then we could meet my sister at the mall. So, we had a good trip back to Indianapolis. It gave us time to really kind of start talking, getting to know even more about each other, even though we was on the phone a lot of times before we actually met in person. So this was a online connection before we met in person. And so we get to the mall. And me and my sister, I think, was planning on going somewhere that night, or I was looking for something I was going out. I cannot remember exactly. And so he was with us at the mall, and I'm asking my sister little questions, sizing him up, and I was trying to make sure that he was involved in the conversation as well. But I later found out that he felt like he wasn't a part of that whole situation. And I was like, well, I mean, this was our first time meeting. I didn't know how, I'm kind of shy when I'm first around somebody. I don't care how much we talk on the phone. I have to feel your in-person vibe to kind of see, how it's gonna go. So, you know, he later kind of told me when we were by ourselves, you know, he didn't feel too much included and things like that. And I was like, well, you know, I apologize. It wasn't that. It was just, I didn't, you know, being around you in person was totally different. I had to get a feel for you. I had to see how my sister was going to react, what she thought, things like that. Because, you know, of course, people that are closest to you, you know, their opinions weigh heavily on a lot of times with the people that you date. And so, but I know ultimately, you know, it's your personal choice. So me and him, we wind up getting very involved in each other's lives. He would come up here on the weekends. I would go down there on the weekends. I mean, we were pretty much in a relationship. He never said anything different. Now, where things got twisted, the first incident where things got twisted and it started making me change how I acted. Because again, we were in a relationship. We didn't say anything different. So where things got twisted was, the first incident was me, him, my sister, her husband, my good friend at the time, and her dude. We were all going to meet up and go to a comedy show. So he told me to go ahead and get the tickets, and I was like, cool. He was done. You know, we would do stuff like that. He would be like, oh, you know, go ahead, get this, and I'll get you when we around each other or whatever. So the day of the show, he was kind of a little bit elusive, and I'm like, you do know we going on a date, and this, and this. And he's like, yeah, this, and this. Come to find out, he tells me, oh, we're going to meet down there. I said, cool. That's cool if you want. You know, I was going to go to the show regardless, but I was like, you know, I got this other ticket. Like, you hinder me from inviting somebody else I could have been on a date with. And again, I know it sounds crazy to say that, because we were supposedly in a relationship. And I say supposedly loosely because of the twist in the story. So we all met down at the comedy show. He comes up and finds me, and he was like, yeah, so I'm here with another female. I know how crazy you can get, and I don't want you to go off on me, but it was kind of like I was backed into this situation because I've known this girl longer than you. Don't get mad, but let me go ahead and give you this money, and you know, don't go off on the girl, this, and this. He tried to make it seem as if it was like a business situation and that I wasn't supposed to feel no type of way. Oh, the rage inside of me, y'all. When I tell y'all, I was livid. Okay, I was livid on the inside. My blood was boiling. My sister was like, girl, I said, I don't care about him giving me this money. He gave me money, overpriced tickets, paid for me and his tickets that I bought, paid for a round of drinks for me and my friends. And I'm like, this is embarrassing. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is embarrassing. And I don't care about you throwing money at me. This is not okay. So I was like, I'm just going to keep myself in check. I'm going to act like a classy lady that I can be, even though I really wanted to get real hood. And he knew it. That's why he was talking to me the way he was talking to me. And texting me throughout the show and checking on me and like, oh, I'm coming over, you know, when the show is over and she goes home and this, and this. And I'm just like, are you serious? But again, because we were in a so-called relationship, I was like, okay. So we smoothed that situation over, and I threatened him, of course, to no ends. I was like, I don't know who you think you're playing with. You know, I don't even roll like that. You know, I could have snatched that chick up, this, and this. And he was like, I already know this, Mo. Don't be like that. It was a business situation. I said, man, if this thing comes up again, you're going to regret it. And I meant that. So, you know, we continued dating and everything. And we got real serious. You know, it was like every weekend. I did not take a lot of people around my godchildren. You know, that's important to me. You can't meet everybody. I don't take who I date around everyone because I want to make sure that they're for me and they're going to be able to get along with my family. And I didn't want my godchildren to get, you know, my nieces and nephews. I didn't want them to get attached to somebody that wasn't going to be in my life like that. And that's just how I am about when I really don't bring people around my parents because I don't know which way the situation is or the things that I'm dealing with in a relationship. I don't want them to have to know that type of stuff. So me and Mr. Alabama continued to date, got real serious. I'm not going to go into too many deep, juicy details about us, but yeah, we were like for real together. At least so I thought. We went on trips together. He wanted my advice on clothing. He loved my style. He loved when I dressed him. We would go shopping together. I mean, we had a fun relationship until my gangster got tested again. So one day I was off of work, and I guess he thought that I wasn't going to be out and about. He knew I always was out and about in the city. He knew this, okay, y'all? He knew this. Like, I used to be out and about in the city a lot before I moved away from here and went to Georgia. But I used to be out in the streets in Indianapolis a lot back during this time. And so I just so happened to be off of work one day, and my homegirl was like, why don't you come up here to Castleton area? Let's go to TGI Fridays on my lunch. And I said, cool, I'll come pick you up since your job is right there, and we can have lunch and have a little girl's little outing, and then I'll continue about my day. So TGI Fridays was not that busy around that time. I go pick her up from work, and we go to TGI Fridays. I walk into TGI Fridays, and guess who was there? My so-called man. But guess what else? He was with another female. And guess what else? It was the same chick that he said, oh, it's business and blah, blah, blah. Oh, y'all, it took everything in my power not to tear up TGI Fridays. Now this is where the story, y'all gonna be like, girl, did you really do that? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, I did it, because I used to would react and not think about stuff. So this is where it gets twisted again. So I see this, I go ahead and sit down. My homegirl was like, girl, oh my God, that's him. What is he doing here with this chick? And I'm like, you asking me like I know. I was like, is my eyes deceiving me? Do I need to get up? Do he see me? He know. Matter of fact, we was just together the day before. He had just spent the night. And I was like, is you trying it? Are you trying me right now? Nah, you trying me. You thought because you could get away with stuff the first time that you could get away with this the second time. Nah, this ain't get ready to work, bruh. So I took a deep breath. I said, let me go to the bathroom real quick. So I walked past them because I was like, I'm going to keep my composure because, you know, we out here. The police is stupid in Indianapolis. I'm not trying to get locked up for being retarded. So let me just assess the situation and see what's going on. So I goes to the bathroom. He sees me. He getting real uncomfortable. He couldn't take his eyes off of me the whole time I'm walking past him. So I walked past and I started this evil laugh because I'm just like, he already knew I was about to pop. But I was trying to be nice because I'm like, if this is business related, I'm not getting ready to mess up your money. But you owe me big time. And he knew it. So I walked past, go to the bathroom, come back out. I had to count to 10 because I'm like, girl, you better keep your composure. So I goes back to the table. No sooner I sit down, me and my homegirl started looking at the menu. She was like, are you okay? And I'm like, girl, I'm just trying to keep myself together. With a smile on my face. So he comes over there. He gets up, excuses himself from this chick, comes up, and he's all like, how y'all doing? It's not what it looks like. I told you this was business. Let me go ahead and pay for y'all lunch. It's on me. Slipped money in my bag. Matter of fact, it was a Louis Vuitton. If y'all remember them Louis Vuitton, like pastel bags with the snake skin around it. Yeah. He had just bought me that bag. And then you stuffing money in that bag because you think it's going to keep me quiet. He was like, don't get mad. This, this, and this. Okay. So when he turns and goes back to the table, I told my homegirl, I said, I'll be right back. I have to go out to my car. Now, I know this is getting ready to sound real crazy, but my emotions were on 20, and I felt like he thought he could play with me like that. Keep talking about this chick is business, is business. Okay. If it was such business, she should have came to the table with you, sir, and introduced herself. But it didn't play out like that. So when I excused myself from the table again, I told my homegirl I'll be right back. And this is where it gets twisted for real. So my anger got the better part of me, and I don't suggest this for anyone. This is just a story that I wanted to tell you guys because I'm pretty sure somebody out there can relate to this. So I had a straight razor in my car because I always kept one. And he had just got a new truck. So instead of slicing tires, I carved my name on his truck. I did. I'm not saying that that was right, but I did. I did that. I did. Do I regret it? No. Because that's what I felt at the time. It was better for me to do that than to cause havoc and harm on him and the girl he was with. So yeah, so then once I did that, I sat down and I ate lunch with my homegirl. I really didn't have an appetite. I ordered because, you know, he paid for it. I ordered and, you know, had a couple of bites. She grubbed or whatever. And then we packed up our stuff and left. I took her back to work. She knew what I did. By the time I dropped her off and rode past the restaurant, they were outside and he seen me. I politely honked my horn and waved. About 30 minutes later, I get a phone call. Mo, I'm so mad at you right now. I could bust your job. Could you? Do you know what I wanted to do to you? You better be glad I only did something to the outside of your car. Do you know how much that's going to cost? I really don't care. Because you tried to play me for a fool once again. I was like, if you don't hurry up and explain yourself, because it seems like you keep talking about this chick is just a business situation when I'm beginning to think you're dating her too. And we're in a whole relationship together. So let's just say after that incident, it was like we made up again and then we broke up for a minute. So a few months down the road, we still talk to each other or whatever. By this time, I was kind of talking to my ex-boyfriend again. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that because that was a whole nother situation. So I was talking back to my ex-boyfriend again. And so Mr. Alabama winds up coming back in the mix again. He sweet talked himself back into the mix again. So he was like, I want you to go to my hometown. I want you to go to Mobile, Alabama with me. Let's go for our birthday. Let's take a trip. Because our birthdays were the same day. Excuse me, y'all. So our birthdays was the same day, and we did like to celebrate our birthdays together. So he was like, I need you to let's go down there. Let's take a road trip. I got some business to handle down there. I got you, I'm gonna make sure you straight and this, and this. And I was like, against my better judgment, I said, okay. Mind you, I was back dating my ex-boyfriend, so that was interesting to get out of that situation and be like, why are you taking this dude, da 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 da, and I'm making up this story like, oh, I'm about to go make some money, he just need me to go, whatever. Yeah, that was a whole complete mess, but we're not gonna go there. That's another story time. Let's just say it was not looking good, and of course I was lying pretty much. I mean, I was to a point, but no, it was supposed to be, a good thing for me to go. So we go. The day that we go, I go to Columbus. He wanted me to get my car washed or whatever. So we at the car wash, and he was like, we talking, and he was like, Mo, I'm not trying to play no games with you. We done been through a lot, and I know I play too much sometimes, but when I get serious, you're wifey, I'm gonna marry you. And I'm just like, dude, whatever. What is this trip? Is this trip to be on business and you trying to see if we could get back together? Like what? And so he was like, but I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, I mean, we was we had a good friendship more than anything on top of the relationship, which I thought was always good. And I'm like, talk to me, what's up? Do y'all know this man tells me the day that we're going out of town, and I'm waiting for the car wash to get done. So I gotta tell you something, and I hope it don't ruin our trip or our birthday celebration. And I'm like, what is it? He was like, that girl that, what I'm saying, you kept seeing me with or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, why are we bringing her up? This is the main reason why we broke up. Well, she's pregnant. Y'all, I was like, what? Run that past me again, because I don't think I heard you. I don't think I'm hearing too good in either one of my ears. What did you just tell me? Oh, she pregnant. I said, so let me guess, it's yours? Yeah, I said, boy. So we argued. He was a bigger guy than me, so he already knew I was gonna go crazy on him. Yeah, I got a few licks in. I was like, how dare you invite me to go out of town? You talking about you want me to meet your family, and that's why you was all like, oh, this is business related too. And you trying to brush it off yet again by giving me money. Like, this is cool. Like, and I'm just supposed to accept this. I was like, I've already taken the time off of work and everything and had to finagle some stuff to even go on this trip. So, you know, I was like, you better be glad that I need to get out of town right now, or else we wouldn't be going nowhere. So we went down there. He slept a majority of the trip because, of course, you know, the news that he gave me. Plus, on top of that, it was a situation that he worked a lot and did with he hustled too. If y'all ain't read between the lines yet, yeah, he hustled too. Um, so you know, we get to Mobile. It was in February. It was our birthdays. It was during the time that they had their version of Mardi Gras. He wanted me to go to all this stuff. So, you know, we get to his family house because we didn't get a room. We went to his mom and dad's house where his sisters were. You know, he had his old room or whatever still there. So he tells me this news, and I'm a new girl that he's bringing home to mama and daddy and them. Y'all, my patience got tried the whole time I was down there. Like, you having me hang with your sisters, your mom, I'm cooking, they talking about they loving me, they don't like nobody else he done brought home. He keep telling them, yeah, you know, Mo, that's my girl. You know, when I quit playing out here in these streets, you know, we gonna come back here. I'm gonna help her with her salon. We gonna, you know, open up her business, and I'm gonna quit playing and I'm gonna marry her. Whole time this going on, my phone blowing up, cause like I said, y'all, if y'all remember, the ex-boyfriend, I had started back talking to him after me and Alabama broke up. So he's blowing up my phone because he's like, if y'all just going on some business or whatever for a few days, you know, you should be able to talk to me the whole time. But again, that's a different, that is a part two that I would have to come back on a story time to tell y'all. So let's just say I did have fun in Alabama, but it got to a point to where I told him I cannot do this no more. I cannot even stay the whole trip. I'm not going to continue to be here smiling and doing stuff with your family and having egg on my face. I said, because you've put me in situations to the point to where your family's telling me they don't like nobody that you done brought down here. They're anticipating us to, like, for real get together like that. And you gave me this bomb, you dropped this bomb of news on me before we get on the road. No, you done put me in too many crazy positions, sir. I cannot do it no more. So needless to say, I wound up leaving him down there. And I came home. I did. That was the last straw for me. Like, I was like, I'm not getting ready to continue this shenanigans. You're not going to continue to put egg on my face. I don't care how much money you're offering me. None of that stuff. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, that's just not what it is. Like, we're not about to do that. You know? I was like, this is what we're not getting ready to do. And let's just say, when I left him down there, of course, he tried to put it back on me and was like, you left me down here. I don't think that's ever going to be forgivable. This and this. And I said, you know what? I had to walk away from you because I love myself more. As much as it pains me, as much of a fun relationship we did have until this other person start appearing, and then you got the girl pregnant. Like, no, No, sir. I'm not about to do that. And you're not getting ready to keep having me around here with your family. I'm cooking. They trying to see if I can cook and stuff like that. Yeah, so I fixed the meal or whatever. And he all spoiled and all this and that. And I'm just like, no, you're not getting ready to keep making a fool of me. Like, we're not about to do this. I felt like a fool. And I was like, we not about to do that no more. So I left him. And that was the last time I talked to him. Y'all. That was a crazy story time to where I felt like both sides. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, I got more stories that y'all probably be like, is this for real? Like, y'all, I could write a book. But to try to change some of the names would be a lot. So that is the end of this story time. You guys tell me what you think. If, you know, it's befitting of the title. Tell me your stories. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you want more story times, because, honey, my dating history, some of the things that I've done is a little off the chain. But hey, I mean, I'm a very emotional person, and I used to didn't know what to do or how to channel those things. So I would react upon those feelings instead of being rational. So you guys give me a big thumbs up. Let me know if you like this story time. There may be a part 2. Tell me if you want a part 2. So there's many more stories to come. Again, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload a new video. And don't forget to comment. Let me know what's going on in your guys' brain after listening to that story. And I want to thank you again for your support. And I see you stylistas later.